Hello, I am SJ from What the Trig Math, and we are looking at mathwhiteboard.com. So Math Whiteboard, we've seen lots of cool things that it can do, but I just want to show you what it does when you import a PDF. So the scenario I'm thinking of is a traditional worksheet that I want students to work on. How do I digitize that? How do they do their math writing, their curly X's if we're doing algebra and all those things? But Math Whiteboard has a really cool solution. So let's take a look. So here I have a blank whiteboard, ready to go, lots of space to put wonderful work on. And I'm just going to copy that link from there and I'm going to paste it to my students so they then get a copy as well. So if I go into my files and I just pick up a PDF, I'm going to drag it into this blank whiteboard. So I'm going to go into my files, pick up the PDF, which is on percentages of amounts, and I'm just going to drag it into the math whiteboard. So all I did was pick up the file, keep hold of the mouse and drag it into the math whiteboard. Here we have then a Corbett Maths worksheet set. It was a boring PDF, it's now on the math whiteboard. I can pick up Math Write and I can start writing and it will start picking it up as numbers. That's absolutely fine. Always love a scribble, erase with a scribble. And then I can also just draw. So perhaps we don't want them to use the math type and the math write to check that their answers. Perhaps we just want them to write their answers and we will come back in and mark it. So we just use the draw and then they can start making their notes of 20% equals, and they can make their notes like that on the PDF and always erase with the scribble. So we can get them to use their math writing or we can get them to draw. We can also come on here as well and we can draw and we can mark as we go on. So we can be on here at the same time, synchronously working together. But I want to show you how it looks with a complete exam paper and what happens. So I'm going to clear this off now. And this time I'm going to go into my files and I'm going to pick up the question paper here from 2018. And again, I'm just clicking, holding on with my mouse and dragging it into Math Whiteboard. Now we know that this isn't a single page PDF, this is a multiple page PDF. So let's have a look at what Math Whiteboard does when we drag a multiple page PDF in. So here we go, there's the first page, and you can see now that we can start toggling between the pages. We can also get to it from the side menu here, and we can see on each of the pages, each of the page of the PDF. So if we take this page here, and we've got a conversion graph, working out delivery costs, what we can do is collaboratively together be on this document at the same time. So effectively, I could invigilate for my students via Math Whiteboard. I could be on here, they could be on here, and I could have one of these open for each of my students and I can see their work as it comes on. And I'm just going to draw on here as a student and start to work out my solutions. As ever, I'm drawing on with a fairly basic-ish Chromebook and just using my finger. There's no stylus or anything enabled. And I'm just going to scribble and get rid of that. So students can now edit a PDF, an exam booklet PDF on Math Whiteboard. Once they've finished their work, perhaps they're done and they're just going to sign the front to say that they're done, what we can do is we can print this off and we can keep it as a record then of their completed exam. So we've imported the PDF, they can write all over it, we can copy the link and we can share with them so we're both on the document at the same time to invigilate, and then we can then print this off as a copy of their exam, and all we're going to do is print either using file print or Control P, and just the option here to save as a PDF. And that's just then going to save to our drive as the version of the PDF with all their work on for the students that we've done. So a really useful feature of Math Whiteboard is importing PDFs with a simple drag and drop from your files. Students can then write over the top of them. It layers it as the background. They can use their finger on a mobile phone. Remember, Math Whiteboard is web-based, so it does work on a mobile phone. They can also use Math Write if they wanted to input their maths and check they were working out as they were going along, or tidy it into text for space. All these options and functionality is still available for them, but a really simple way to create a boring PDF as an interactive resource for everyone to be on together.